Hello there guys, my name is Jay or the A and welcome to a new episode of Empyrion Galactic Survival, where today it's a big day. It's a very big day. I've built a shed and I have numerous amounts of resource and I basically want to build a big ship. I want to build a capital vessel and I want to get off this godforsaken land after last time. I want to go and fight the moon because I don't like the moon anymore because they freaking killed my little ship. And yeah, so I have a grudge against the moon and it needs to die. But before we can do that, we need a bigger, faster, stronger vessel that can take it on, and this is my answer. This is my answer. I've built a shed which is over yonder and I have stuffed it full of resources that we're going to use to build a new vessel, which I've already given it a name and I think it's very suitable. I want to build a ship and I'm going to call it the HMS New Dawn. So it's going to be Her Majesty's ship New Dawn, and I think it's going to look pretty cool. I've got some ideas in mind for something that looks very similar to the Rocinante and something else. Yeah, it's going to be a weird combination, and I'm just going to not keep running around. Now, while I was building all the resources, I ran out of things. I ran out of silicon ingots, which I really need more of because I need some more thrusters, because I actually built everything bar the thrusters, which, silly me, I know, I'm a moron. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the still flyable flying squirrel and we're going to take it out on a little venture, and just need to check if we've got fuel. We have plenty of fuel, and yeah, the only thing I've found with the flying squirrel, it's actually a little bit more tricky to fly now, which is a little bit annoying. So it's the tricky to fly flying squirrel. That's its new name. But we should have there we go. We have a silicon deposit that's just over there. So if we fly up and reorientate ourselves so we are pointing in the wrong direction. Excellent, Jay. We want to go that way. We want to go towards the sun. Yeah, so if we basically head in a straight line from here, we should get to that silicon which we need. And we do need some other things like I'm not sure whether we need cobalt or not. I know it was something that I gathered, and I think that was where I gathered it, just down there, but we'll have to find out when we get back to base. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to get like 200 or so silicon so we can continue building this lovely base that we want. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to fly over any enemy bases, which I'm not actually, which is good. And it should just be over here to our left. And I just don't even ask me how this thing is still flying, because I really don't know. It's confused the crap out of me as to why it doesn't break the blocks up as much as it does. And if this were Space Engineers, this ship would have fallen apart a long time ago. And yeah, but I'm happy it still flies anyway. I'm glad for this, because this means I don't have to do anything to it. I did say I was going to rebuild the ship, but I don't have to, because it still works. So why fix something that isn't as broke as you thought it was? Saying of the day right there. That is the saying of the day. Right then, let's get to work on this silicon, because we are going to need a lot of it. And yeah, this is going to be really boring. It's going to be really, really boring, just me talking to myself and just getting some silicon out of the ground. Awesome. Now, I want to tell you some really big news while I'm here. It's nothing to do with Empyrion. Well, it is kind of, because it's to do with the channel, which Empyrion is on the channel, which means it is kind of to do with the channel. But, yeah, and the maker, who is Disney, let me go about a month ago. They sent me a letter saying, look, we outgrew our initial blah 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 and we are letting you go. Cool. So I was a bit like, okay, this is weird, that's not very nice, but near enough at the same time I was actually in talks with TGN, which are a gaming network and partner, which we were sort of in talks as to whether or not I could join or not, because I'll be honest, I wanted somebody who's more gaming orientated, and I think I made the right choice, to be honest, because I now have all these cool little fancy things that I can put on my videos, which is really nice. But yeah, I'm not particularly sure why Disney have done that, but they've been doing it to about 95% of their YouTubers, which is a bit sad to see. And yeah, they're focusing on the bigger channels, but they have been letting go of some massive channels, which is really, really scary. But it's big news, because I actually feel a lot more energetic about the channel, because when things change you kind of get a bit scared about the change, but now that I've made the change and I've sort of tinkered around my artwork a little bit, and the videos are a little bit different, hopefully for the better, yeah, everything seems to be looking up a bit now, and I'm actually a lot more energetic about the channel, because you do get a bit complacent, you get a bit samey with the channel, and you know, it's like anything, if you do it for long enough, you'll if you don't keep it fresh, you'll always sort of find ways to just not keep as energized as you once were about doing it, and that's it. And YouTube for me has gotten like that over the past few weeks and stuff, with certain games not wanting to play properly, and other games sort of just not living up to what I hope they would be, and all this other stuff, and it's kind of got a bit of a slog. But now I'm thinking things are looking up a little bit now, which is really, really good. And I do again feel a lot more energetic towards the channel, and I want to do a lot more. And yeah, it's just nice. And now it's turning summer as well. Well, I say now it's turning summer. It is basically really sunny at the moment while I'm recording this. And yeah, so I'm feeling good. Lots of vitamin D and whatever. I have 200. Okay, there we go. So there we go. Me just whoa, hello. I'm gonna get your meat. So me just talking about that got us 200. Oh, I did not mean to kill you again. Sorry. There we go. So now we have our silicon, we can set our thrusters to thingy, and then we can begin building, which is all good to me, because I really want this big ship. I really, really, really want to fly a capital vessel. And I do have most of the things we need. I have like over 400 blocks for just general bodywork, so that should be a good amount. First thing I want to start with is obviously I've got to put the block down, but I really would like to start with sort of looking at where's the base? That's a bit further down. Yeah, I want to start looking at the hangar where I'm going to store all these ships, and I need to figure out how the hell these ships stay where they are while I'm flying, because I have this one and I have the hover vessel, two ships which I don't really want to lose, because you know they're part of the history of the base, and I want to take them with me on my adventures, and perhaps maybe fix up the flying squirrel at some point. But yeah, and whoop-de-doo, it is freaking nighttime again. I literally, that whole day I've just spent, it's now nighttime again. It's just going nighttime. God damn it, the one thing I do hate about Empyrion, just freaking make the days longer, please. It's such a slog. Everything's going to be nighttime gaming again. Can I turn off the day-night cycle? That'd be brilliant. Right then. So we now have silicon again, so we can build our thrusters. And we want the capital vessel thrusters. I've got 6 of them. I was actually wanting 8, so I want 2 more of them, and then I want 8 more of these. I think I built some RCS, I'm not sure, but I have a tier 2 RCS now, so, and I also have a large generator as well as all the other stuff, and warp drives and all this other shit, so it should be good, should be really good. Can't build an advanced rotor because I need power coils for that, and I am using, have I used to build power coils? Where's the power coils? Can I not build more power coils? If I can't, then that's a bit of a sad time, because I would like an advanced constructor, but I have got the other one that I could use. It's a flux coil. Zascosium ingot. Sounds important. Alright. While that's doing that, we'll harvest our plantage, and I should have a lot of stuff built now. I've upgraded to level 15. Happy days. We have 57 growing pots. Check me out. So many growing pots. Reason why I did that is because we're going to have a massive farm, because I can, and I kind of like that idea. And we're going to take this cheese, we're going to eat this cheese. I'm going to put those in there. I've got milk. Make some steak out of those. And we're gonna snack down to a bit of cheese. There's the steaks done, and then we have, what is that? Fibre. There we go. Right then. So, to the shed. Once this is done, is it done? Oh, what else have we run out of? Don't say we've run out of something else. Come on. Is it? Seriously, give up. What else do we need? Advanced CPUs, and what does it take to build an advanced CPU? Neodymium. Can we get neodymium? Iron, cobalt, copper, silicon, promethium, magnesium. Okay, so that's something we have to go to the moon for. Right, well, we'll get the base of the ship done. We have some thrusters, and we can work out the rest later on. But yeah, the shed over here contains everything we might need or want in life. So what we have in here is we have shit tons of stuff, and this stuff will be the components that we're going to use for our base, our flying capital vessel of awesome sauce. We have most of the things we need. We've got plenty of fuel tanks and stuff like that. I know the thrusters do take a lot of fuel tanks, but the ship we have in the multiplayer has a lot of large thrusters. None of these, but I don't know whether we're going to need large thrusters. It's going to be a case of building it and then seeing if it gets off the ground. That's going to be what we're going to have to do. So we'll get all of our blocks out. We're going to have to build up the top section of the ship first, add thrusters on, and then fly it up, hover it, and then build everything underneath it, which would be the hangar and stuff. So let's get everything out that we think we might need. We have to be a bit conservative with our block usage for now, just because of what we have and what we need. Alright, we're going to need them at some point. We've only got one oxygen station, which is a little bit of a downer, but we can get more later if we get the resources. I've just got a warp drive, which is good. Right then. We might need some elevators at some point. Okay, so we have this sort of open section of land which we can start building onto, and we've got to place this down anyway. We need to make sure we've got enough space beside us. Let's just drop it here. Oh, it just come with a seat anyway. That's annoying. I've built a seat. Okay, I can just have two. Right then, let us begin our build of the century. It's gonna be the best thing ever. There we go. Put our planes on, and this is literally going to be the cockpit. So I'm going to build up this section, shuffle it forwards, hopefully with some thrusters, and then we can start working on the back section and work out to the living quarters and everything else. Trouble is, I don't know how I want the front to go because I haven't really thought this far ahead. Right, all we want to do is we want to extend the front out by however many blocks. As many blocks as we can really afford to go. I want to bring these forward as well. Then we want to sort of, ship's kind of wobbling around then. And what we want to do is we want to sort of bring it to a point, but we want the front end not to come to too much of a sharp point, so we want like a bit of a soft point on it. Alright. It jiggles every time I add something, which is just brill. At least it doesn't blow up, or yeah, or something even worse, crash the game. Let's place that down. I just love how it keeps jiggling. It's so derpy. It's like, ah. Alright then, so I think as far as cockpit space goes, this should be enough, and I'm gonna have to window it off. I don't know if I want to go straight into like a sloped cockpit, but I've only got so many windows. But I am going to need, this is going to be the way that most windows are going to be used, so I'm going to have to just spend them and then get some more at a later date, because silicon is quite scarce at the moment. Oh damn it, it doesn't go like that, does it? Yeah. Well, we're just stripping it back. There we go. 5, and I want this one. And I want to put a point in. The weight distribution on this at the moment is just freaking the shit out. There we go. So put that in. Rotate that round, and like that. I'm of course going to have to go through these windows and make sure that everything is visible. Rotate that round like these, and fit those to the side, and then we can window out the rest of the way. So we do want this to be as visible as possible. And then I think we stop there. And at that point, we start sort of tapering it outwards so it starts to splay out again for the rest of the ship. So one of these, one of these, one of these, and there we go. And this is where we start to move the whole thing out. I think no, not shoot them. I think these ones. Oh, check this out. I need to do this one because the mirrors don't work that well with the windows, but it looks of things. There we go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the windows, and because I've got this taper in here, if I can find the right freaking tool, do that. And then when I get these windows, which we want to swivel everything around, and then there we go. So kind of, yeah, that looks alright. And then we can block these off, so we can have this one. I think, yeah, and then we can actually have like a doorway. And then also with this, we've actually got the block, the controlling block inside the cockpit, which is something I wanted to make sure, because I always get worried about this block. Some people really bury it in the middle of their ship. I'm kind of going mine a bit open. As long as I've got enough protection on the front and on the top and the bottom, I should be okay. Another thing is I'm going to have to turn all the windows around, and we'll do that while we're here, because it only makes sense. So all we're doing here is we're just clicking on them, making sure that we can visibly see through them, and it does actually make a massive difference. Look at this now, we've opened up everything. Nice, nice. I do think this could change. What I want to do is I want to take these up and swap them for these ones, because I can, and they'll kind of blend a bit better. There we go. So we've got a nicer blend going on around the corners. And yeah, next thing really is the roof, which I would want to perhaps do a similar thing. I want to sort of flatten it off and continue this taper up, but then maybe add some windowed areas to it, or maybe like a strip window right down the middle so you can see what's above you. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. If I don't freaking fall. Oh, why am I doing this for? I have the building drone, don't I? If I go F, is it F? That shows me my frames. Is it F6? No. F5. There we go. I forgot about this little dude. I haven't used him in a while. There we go. So this is what we have currently as a frontage. Nice. And what we want to do is we want to start adding on to the sides. And I think it'd probably be best if we started like a radical-ish taper down the sides. So just doing this. And then we literally have like yeah, the guns on the side, and then the under section will taper under as well. And yeah, I know what I'm doing. I have a vague idea of what I'm doing with this. I almost said I knew exactly what I was doing. Christ, do I? I'm a man who's been entrusted in space, and Christ, no. Danger zone for me. Right, let us take this, rotate it, and then do that. Now we're literally just gonna have one big strip down the middle section of the ship. Be nice if we had some like thin slanted blocks like these ones, but again like thinner. That would have been cool. But again, you could add blocks for days on end with this. And I did get some questions talking of blocks and changes and everything. I did get a few of you guys talking about the 1.6 sort of update and whatever, and you asked me if I like it, and if you know, I'm definitely gonna enjoy it. And I can definitely say from what I've seen of 1.6, haven't necessarily played it yet because I don't really want to spoil it for myself, but yeah, from what I've seen of it, it looks phenomenal with the amount of changes that have been implemented and made. I can't believe that they can do so much with, you know, small things. Like they've added in freaking like Stargate portals, which just is something else. Like being able to go from one end of the ship to the other with a portal, like a teleporter, that's just gonna change everything for me, because you won't really need doors. You can have like secret rooms that you can, you know, you and only you can get into. That's just gonna be really cool. And I just like the ideas of having those things, because they're just gonna prove useful and very, very useful. And perhaps, can you have I don't know, I haven't actually seen this yet. Can you have a teleporter from the planet to a teleporter on a ship? Is that physically possible? If so, let me know in the comments, because that's something that would really get me going. Because Jesus, that's like something I loved in Starbound brought into it. If that's the case, because yeah, if you guys have ever played Starbound, that was a good game. I just couldn't really get over the 2D-esque element of it, and I thought that if it was a game that was put into a format that I liked, which you know, not a lot of people like, I would have been like, yeah, let's play it. But it kind of got a bit boring for me after a while, and again, the 2D aspect for me just kind of made me sad, so I kind of stopped playing that. But I've still got it. I'd you know, if it changed and started having like really cool 3D elements to it, I'd probably go and check it out. But it's just something that's never going to happen, I don't think. So that game is that it has its charm, and that is its charm. Right. So we've set up this section of the cockpit. Now I'm thinking these side winglets. Do I want like just one central pillar to allow, like, do I do this and then build windows in? Because as the pilot, you're going to want to see partly below you, and if the pilot seat's going to be right up front, you're going to want to see what's going on. So do I do that and enable you to see a lot more? Yeah, we're doing it. It's happening. It is happening. I'll drop that in there, so we'll have a glass part floor. And I can't do that, can I? Because it's going to taper. So zap, 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 zap. Gonna need all those blocks back. And I'm gonna need one of these. Where is it? Oh, that's because it's standing up. There we go. If I did that, it should fit. And then I have to flip this one around. There we go. And then this internal one is going to be an absolute bitch. I'm going to have to do that afterwards, unless I can get under it. I don't think that's going to be possible right now, so we'd have to patch that up. Oh, and also another thing, the air pressurization idea and implementation is going to be sick. If you guys haven't seen that with bases and whatnot, I think it's capital ships as well. You will be able to in Empyrion like pressurize them and have oxygen within them. So like Space Engineers, you can have a ship that you can walk around without a helmet on, which again, something that this game, if it gets it and it works right and doesn't cause many issues with the game, blah 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 blah, is going to be a complete game changer. And I think you'll probably see a lot more people come to it when it has these sort of features. Yeah, some other games have already had that and they already are using it, but to me, if you've got a game that is stable and has that feature, as opposed to a game that is not so stable, it's one of the things, you pick the game that you're gonna be able to play more over one that you can't really play or you struggle to play on a daily basis. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool. We can trying to figure this out, unless we took out these sections as well and extended the windows down right to the edge, and then we could barrier this off. So it's like an area strictly for the pilot, and maybe get some screens in and shit. That's gonna be nice. Drop that in there. I'm guessing no, this side wouldn't have done it because of course I haven't taken the blocks out yet. I haven't really used that many windows up. I should be able to squeeze through here. And all we have to do then is patch up the sides. If I can reorientate the block right. Yeah, this is the other side. Let's do this side first. Is it? Oh yeah, twat. I had it the wrong way around. Right. So if I do that, and then if I do that, there you go. And the issue is this side kind of does it awkwardly. So you have to come back to the other side and fix it. There you go. Wow. Well, it's looking like a large ship. Definitely is one. It's certainly the size of a large ship. It's missing pretty much everything at the moment, but yeah, it's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Let's turn this freaking symmetry mode off. And let's have a bit of a walk around. So this strip, if you were sitting in the seat, obviously you're not going to be sitting this far back, but you're going to have quite a nice view at the front. It's going to be a bit exposed, and I know a lot of you guys are going to say that, especially if I'm going to be battling stuff. But provided I've got the weaponry to defend against said attacks, I should be pretty peachy. And we've actually got, I can pick up this chair, can't I? Yeah, I'll pick up this. There we go, and I'll place this down where I'm going to want it to go, because I have one of these cockpits already. So I would probably want it around about, like, I don't know, like there or there. I could always put an LCD screen up somewhere then, so I can, yeah, so if I had it here and I was piloting, I can look beside me and I've got a nice view partly below. I could do it to the front as well, and then I could do it to the front as well. I'm giving myself more ideas. Alright, that's what I could do then, is I could do that and then bring the window forward a little bit, and then I could have that taper down onto a block like that. Or I could do that so I could stand up some sort of scaffolding type stuff. And then we have some sort of view at the front as well. Awesome. I think that's gonna work well. We do need some other bitties and bobbies. like oh, I've already got the walkway and railing blocks, bastard. Alright, let's go inside, because I know I shouldn't really be kitting these out with the side panels and stuff yet, but I'm a stickler for doing stuff like this. I've been building the ship at the moment, and that ship probably isn't going to be done for a while, just because I've been going through making sure every last inch of it is correctly put together and whatever. So yeah, prepare for this ship where I'm gonna freaking have to paint every last ounce of it before it's even finished. Right, do I put railings up or do I put windows? Because the windows might look a bit better. Or do I put anything at all? You kind of want walkway, like some sort of walkway blocks here, wouldn't you? But the problem is I am going to have the windows there. The windows are going to be on the bottom face, which I might be able to get away with putting some of them in. Well, they won't, will they? Because they'll be... yeah, so I should be able to get away with this. So if I get this one, which will allow me to place the railings onto on the sides. Yeah, like that. And get the railings, rotate them around and put them down the side. Again, do I have railings or do I have... can I at least see through the railings? Yeah, I can. I'll have it like that. That's alright. And then I can have railings at the front. If I take this out and try and get away with having just a normal slope. Yeah, there we go. Kind of works. I think that's going to be as best it can be on the front. And then I can sort of railing off this section, and then that is where the pilot sits, and the pilot will have quite a nice viewing experience there. Do I do the front section of the ship with the window or not? No, that could be an addition for later. Right, so we've got the pilot seat sorted. We've got just the general cockpit area sorted. What do we need to do next? You know, all that complaining I was doing about it being nighttime forever and everything, it was actually going daytime, and I just completely blanked it out and just was screaming at the game. Right, where do we go from here? I'm going to leave it at that. So we've got our sort of main cockpit hub set up, but where do we go with this? Do we go really long with the ship and then have a big underbelly like a pregnant lady, or do we have, like, I don't know, like a stumpy ship with, like, and make it higher the other way? I don't know, really don't know. But if you guys have any ideas on how we can make the new Dawn look as best as possible and give me some inspiration, share some links in the comment section. You shouldn't get too many put in my spam folder. I'll be honest, if they go into the spam folder, I'll actually probably see them quicker. But yeah, if you have any ideas for any of the parts of the ship, point them out to me with links on, you know, to images and whatever else. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you haven't, you know the button is, comment as I've said for any ideas on what you want me to do with the ship. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!